You finally said it. The thing you'd rehearsed in your head for weeks, the specific sentence, the one that named exactly what they did. You said it calmly. You said it clearly. And within 10 seconds, you were the one apologizing. Not for what you did. You hadn't done anything. You were apologizing for how you said it, for your tone, for bringing it up at all, for making them feel attacked. Somewhere between your sentence and your apology, the entire conversation flipped. And you didn't see it happen. Nobody does. That's not because you're not paying attention. It's because the flip is designed to be invisible. It has a name, and tonight, you're going to learn exactly how it works. So the next time it happens, you see it in real time. In 1997, a researcher named Jennifer Freyd gave this pattern a name. DARVO. Deny, attack, reverse, victim, and offender. 4 words, 1 mechanism. And once you understand it, you'll see it everywhere. In relationships, in workplaces, in arguments you had years ago that never made sense, until right now. Here's the structure. Step 1, deny. You raise the issue, they deny it happened, or deny that it meant what you think it meant. That's not what happened. You're remembering it wrong. I never said that. Step 2, attack. Before you can respond to the denial, they attack. Not your argument. You. Your character, your motives, your history of doing this. You always do this. This is why nobody can talk to you. You're being dramatic again. Step 3, and this is the step that makes DARVO so effective. Reverse, victim, and offender. By the end of the exchange, they are the ones who have been wronged. By you. The person who did something is now the person recovering from what you did by bringing it up. Read that again. The offender becomes the victim becomes the offender, completely, within minutes, without a single piece of evidence. DARVO is not effective because the person using it is a master manipulator with some kind of special training or something. It's effective because of how your brain processes social threat in real time. When someone attacks your character, your nervous system doesn't register that as a debate tactic. It registers it as an attack. And the instinctive response to an attack is defense. So in the span of a few seconds, you go from raising a legitimate concern to defending your own character. The original issue, the thing you actually wanted addressed, is gone. It's not that you forgot about it. It's that there is no longer room in the conversation for it. You are now busy proving you're not dramatic, not controlling, not the problem. This is the part that makes people feel insane after these conversations. You walk away thinking, did I overreact? Was I too harsh? Am I actually the problem here? You're asking those questions because the entire structure of the exchange was built to produce them. Not as a side effect, as the goal. And here's what makes it worse. The people most likely to fall into this loop repeatedly are not naive people. They're people who care deeply about being fair, about not being that person who makes everything a fight. DARVO doesn't target weakness. It targets conscience. DARVO rarely happens once. If it works the first time, and it almost always does because nobody expects it, it becomes the default response to anything you raise. Over time, something changes in how you approach conflict with this person. You start pre-apologizing before you've even said what's bothering you. I don't want this to turn into a thing, but I'm probably overreacting, but this is going to sound stupid, but notice what's happening there. You are doing step 3 of DARVO to yourself before they even get the chance to. This is the long-term cost that doesn't show up in any single conversation. It shows up in how quiet you become, in how many things you simply stop bringing up, not because they don't matter, but because you've learned on some level below conscious thought that bringing them up costs more than it's worth. There's a term for this in trauma research: institutional betrayal, when applied to organizations, and in interpersonal contexts, it produces something researchers call chronic self-doubt. Not a single dramatic moment of losing your grip on reality, but a slow, cumulative erosion of trust in your own perception. You start narrating your own life with built-in disclaimers. Maybe I'm wrong, but I could be misreading this, but those disclaimers weren't always there. Something put them there. One of the cruelest aspects of DARVO is how it looks to anyone watching from the outside. If a friend walked in during step 3, the reversal, what they would see is someone defending themselves against an upset, accusatory person. They wouldn't see the denial that came first. They wouldn't see the attack that triggered your defensiveness. They would see the result. And the result looks like you're the one being difficult. This is why people who experience DARVO often stop trying to explain it to others. Not because they don't believe it's happening to them, but because describing it out loud sounds like exactly what the person accused them of. They always twist everything I say, said about someone who twists everything, sounds to an outside listener like exactly the kind of thing a person who twists everything would say about someone else. The pattern is self-protecting. It doesn't just defend the person using it in the moment. It defends them from ever being identified as using it. Researchers studying institutional responses to abuse allegations found this pattern so consistent that DARVO has become one of the most cited frameworks in understanding why victims often appear less credible than the people who harmed them. Not because their account is less true, because the mechanism was never about truth. It was about who controls the emotional framing of what happened. You cannot stop someone from using DARVO. It is, for many people who rely on it, not even a conscious strategy. It's simply the only way they've ever responded to being confronted. But you can change what happens to you inside it. The single most useful thing you can do is notice the moment the topic changes. Not the moment you start defending yourself. By then, it's already working. The moment just before that. The moment your specific, factual point, you said this happened on this day, becomes a conversation about your character instead. That's the seam. That's where the reversal begins. You don't have to win that moment. You just have to see it. Because once you can see the seam, I notice we've stopped talking about what I brought up. You've done something that DARVO depends on you never doing. You've stayed oriented to what actually happened, instead of being pulled into defending who you are. If you've recognized this pattern in your own life while watching this, that recognition is not small. For many people, it's the first time the conversations that left them feeling crazy finally make sense. Working through what that means, especially if this pattern has been present for years, is something a licensed therapist can help with significantly. You were never crazy. You were responding exactly the way the pattern was built for you to respond. And now you know what the pattern is called. Next week, the move a manipulator cannot recover from. And why is silence more powerful than any argument? Subscribe. Psych Unmasked. What people hide. What the mind conceals.